employees. So that infrastructure of the digital currency is already here, you know. But sorry, Revelation.
Yeah, it's the name of the camp.
Okay, so now the cap is, but rather that you prophesied now, you know, and that's one of the major prophecies that see hit before our Lord Yahawashi make his second return, you know, because our Lord Yahawashi, which is a so-called black man, white woolly hair, he will not return until this prophecy be fulfilled, you know.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 1. Follow after charity and desire spiritual gifts, but rather that ye may prophesy.
Right. Now this is the Apostle Paul addressing the church of Corinth, which is to the Israelite foreigners. So they were in the spirit back then to prophesy. The same spirit we're in today. You know, you go to Revelation 19. Because this is what we're supposed to do. Prophesy means to say it before. Tell you the future events, the plagues, the judgments of the Lord before they happen. You know?
This is Revelation chapter 19, verse 10. And I fell at his feet to worship him.
Now this is Apostle John, the beloved disciple of our Lord Yahawashi. John, the son of Zebedee. You know, this is him speaking to an angel. You know,
it says, and he said unto me, see, thou do it not.
Yep. Because John, he wasn't supposed to bow down to the angel.
I am thy fellow servant and of thy brethren that have the testimony of Yahawashi.
Yep.
Worship Yahawah. For the testimony of Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy.
Right, so the testimony of our Lord Yahawashi is the spirit of prophecy. So that's the conduct we're supposed to come in. You know, like apostles always say, you're not supposed to be out here talking about what King David's type of garment he wore or sandals. Now you're supposed to prophesy the future destructive events that's going to surely come to pass, such as famine, pestilence, race wars, you know, concentration camps, FEMA camps, you know, people being thrown to prison, you know. Keep up Jeremiah 21, because this is the legacy of the prophets, man. Coming out on the highways and byways and speaking the oracles of the Most High. You know, rightly dividing the word of truth, you know, without guile, man.
Hey, man.
Hey,
man. Hey, Shepherd. Hey, good to see you, brother. Yeah.
How you been, brother?
Yeah.
I forgot about y'all.
No, it's all good. Good to see you, brother. Yeah.
Shalom, Chef.
You don't know when to cut, man.
Yeah, a lot of stuff been going on, Chef. We got to bring you up.
Oh, update me, man.
You know,
Serious things going on.
yeah. You probably want to come to the side, just so we don't have to argue with no damn body. Yeah. You looking good too, Chef. You looking good, brother.
Take good care of me.
Yeah.
That's right here.
Yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee have all prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Right, so that's the true conduct of the prophets. They will prophesy that future, the future destruction of that particular kingdom. You know, and during Jeremiah's day, he was a prophet during the Babylonian Empire. He was prophesying that the kingdom of Judah, the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, is going to be conquered and exiled to Babylon by the Babylonians, which were Assyrians. So now what we're saying in today's day, that America is going to be destroyed by ICBM missiles. And to be exact, the number of them, 200 million, according to Revelation 9th chapter. But before the icing on the cake, which is the destruction of America, you had the pitting plagues. You know, can you go to Sirach 40 and 7? You know, because you got the love of many waxing cold. You know, people, you got history, you got terms in the workforce called the Great Resignation, the quiet quitting,
the
big quitting. You know, because people are so stressed out from the inflation that's coming on America that they realize that the American dream is not it.
Yeah.
You know, even Edomites, even expecting Edomites.
Yeah.
You know, they're realizing that this place, this is a debt-based society, man.
Yeah.
You know,
You got even Issachar coming out making videos saying how, you know, they working too much. And that's the tribe that is literally named He is hired. You know, they gotta have their people from Mexico send them money here to the States. You know,
That's a problem when you got Issachar saying that. You know what I'm saying?
that's how you know we at the end.
We're at the end of this.
Because the Israelites is who are the pillars of this society. You know, the Israelites are the individuals that keep this society the way it is. So if the job force is coming up short and people not wanting to work these jobs because it's just hard to have that, you know, that comfortable lifestyle, you know, people is gonna say to hell with these jobs. And then also, you know, having a family. You know, we're in an age now, in a generation now where, you know, having a family, or the nuclear family as they call it, that's a thing of old. Got men packing up, leaving. Got women just all out here. Everybody want to be independent. You know?
Yeah, so and that's a sign of a surely destructive kingdom. Continuing to destruct the kingdom, the morality of people changing.
Yeah.
The spirit of decadence, man. Nobody don't got morals. Everybody's depressed. Everybody is warring against each other. You know, stealing and rioting and looting. That's a sign of an ending kingdom.
Yeah.
You know?
And the Lord is stirring that spirit up, man.
Because the kingdom is acting accordingly. They want to defund the police. They're taking laws right off the table. You can do whatever you want. And all you got to do is, you don't even get the bail hearing. You know what I'm saying? You get right out of jail. So it's like they're acting, they're trying to bring this place down.
Yeah.
Everything's working in conjunction to bring this place down.
Right. So this is Ecclesiastes 40, verse 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked.
Yeah, so all those plays in a nutshell, that represents Jacob's trouble. You know? And it says those things are created for the wicked. You know? Why? Because they have sinned against the great God, Yahawashi. So you reap what you sow. So if you sow vanity and wickedness, you know, and being an atheist and stuff, worshiping other gods, then what you gonna reap? Destruction, death.
And even if you're not worshiping other gods, right? You may be worshiping the system. You may be trying to accomplish the American dream, which that's worshiping another god. You know, the idols that these people worship is not going to benefit them, man. You know, like we were saying with the whole working force, that's a major blow to this society, to this infrastructure. You know, everything is expensive. You know, everything is expensive. So what that is going to instill in the people is, I got to get it how I got to get it, no matter what. It's going to be more crime. Scriptures speak about home invasions. Lord willing, we get into that.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have more people fed up. You know, it's been an uptick too with men killing their family, man. Because a man can no longer financially support his family, man. And then on top of a man not being able to financially support his family, his woman got an affair with her boss at work. She got the work husband.
Yep.
You know,
Side piece, they call it.
you know, sexless marriages.
You know what I'm saying?
Then when this girl come home, she's on the phone all night. She's getting Instagram messages and comments all night.
Right.
You know, that just aids to a man's frustration, man. And that's the liberty that the ruling class elite have given, you know, women. Ecclesiastes 40:10. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood.
Right, the flood of ungodly men. The flood of judgment, man, from Yahawashi, because the Lord is going to send the sword after you Israelites, man. Because we're going to establish who the sword is, you know, of the Lord. You know? And what do you do with a sword? You kill it, or you destroy it.
This is Psalms chapter 17.
13.
Yep. Psalms chapter 17, verse 13. Arise, O Yahawah, disappoint him, cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword.
Right, the wicked, which is thy sword. Now, what nation of people was blessed with the sword? go back into the origins of Genesis, 27th chapter. Our forefather Isaac blessed Esau, Edom, which was his son, with the sword. You know, and the sword is a modern day gun. Now, let's keep going to Malachi 1 and 4 to prove that who the wicked is, man. Because for the newcomers that's watching this video, the reason why we're going from precept to precept, because the scriptures tell us so, and the scriptures say that from thy precepts I get understanding. Because a precept is a cross reference from one precept to the next, from one scripture to the next, to get more understanding of what you're breaking down in the previous verse.
Right?
I was going to say the book is codified. You got to break it down like you put together a puzzle.
All right, this is Malachi chapter 1, verse 1. The burden of the word of Yahawah to Israel by Malachi. I have loved you, saith Yahawah. Yet ye say, wherein hast thou loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Saith Yahawah, yet I love Jacob.
Yeah, so the Lord only loves Jacob, which is the Israelites. You know, in today's day would be the elect. You know?
And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness.
And that's going to be the latter end of America. The Lord's going to lay down the haughtiness of the terrible, man. But these Edomites, he's going to utterly destroy this kingdom. It's going to be desert-like creatures that's going to happen this earth after this place America is destroyed by 200 million missiles. You know?
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
And how did they do that? They did that during the Renaissance period, when they came back into power. This Renaissance means rebirth, you know, and it started with Christopher Columbus, man. Right. You know, he came over here in 1492, and he took down the Northern Kingdom, you know, even from going all the way to Issachar, so-called Hispanics and their American tribes. Then that's when he established his kingdom on earth. Then that's when he started shipping the Northern Kingdom, the Hispanics and their American tribes, back to Spain, through the order, through the decree of Queen Isabella and King Ferdinand. You know, so that was the beginning of their kingdom, the Renaissance period.
And that's the deadly wound, as the scriptures say, the deadly wound being healed.
In the book of Revelation 13 chapter.
Slack it, but also if you go into the Apocrypha and read that story about Alexander, it really is the same kind of motif of how they did it, you know, with the Columbus, how he did, because when he became big and he died, there were a lot of great eagles multiplied on earth, like this place. So that's a pattern with these songs. In this time.
It says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Yep, and they returned. They returned and came back into power, like the brother said. The deadly wound was healed, and they built the desolate places, man. They built of America by the work of the slaves of the Israelites, man.
Of the Israelites.
You know.
And this is a desolate place, man. Yeah. You know, the scriptures call this place the valley of the shadow of death and the valley of dry bones. You know, this place pushes out, you know, liberties and freedom and justice for all.
Right.
You know, people that the scriptures say that's supposed to be put to death, Esau gives them liberty.
Yep.
You know, you got people that alphabet community. You know, they're in high-ranking positions throughout the political realm. You know, even some of these top scientists and people in the military, you know, some of these people that you think are women, they're actually your men.
And how they get to determine the decisions they make in the earth, and they confuse themselves, man.
Yeah.
They confuse themselves with their gender, man.
Yep.
So how are you able to handle important matters in the earth if you confuse yourself in the mind of what you want to be, gender?
Yeah, how can you judge,
you
know, the inhabitants of a location if you can't even judge what's an actual male or female, you know? And that's basic. But continuing on in Malachi, we in middle of the 4th verse. It says, they shall build
says they shall. So this is a future prophecy.
Yeah.
Of the Edomites coming to power and building back their kingdom. You know?
But I will throw down.
It says, but I will throw down. Who's going to throw down? The Lord.
Yep. Yahawashi.
Yep, Yahawashi.
Yeah,
Because he's going to beat in pieces the oppressor.
Yep.
You know? Psalm 72. It's like that.
Yeah. And it say that I will not meet thee as a man.
Yep.
You know? Isaiah even said, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? I that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. So our Lord Yahawashi is going to be that deity that come and destroy this system. The Lord not going to raise up, which he will have these Russians and these other nations shoot missiles on them, but the ultimate destruction is going to come when the ICBM missiles hit, as well as the lasers out of the chariots. You know? When we always go into Revelation 12, and I saw war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon and his angels. You know, Yahawashi is gonna throw down this society, man.
It's coming with fire.
Yeah. It says, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom Yahawah have indignation forever.
It says them. So them is a particular people. It's not, that scripture don't only apply to one person. That applies to the whole lineage of Esau, his descendants. So they all wicked, man. And this border goes into the territory. So wherever the Edomites are located, that specific territory that they're in, where they are the people in the territory, they are all wicked, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I brought out earlier, during the Greek Empire, when Alexander the Great came in power, he was an Edomite, and it says great evils will multiply in the earth.
Yeah.
Why? Because they are descendants of Esau, the wicked, of Cain. You know? And that's just a grimy ass name too, man. Cain.
This first Maccabees chapter 1, verse 9. And after his death, it's talking about Alexander. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Yeah, so this was the beginning of Hellenism, the Hellenistic period, which was the Greek Empire when Esau first came into power. You know? And he influenced our people, the southern kingdom, Judah, Benjamin, Levi, the so-called Negro tribes, he forced our people to convert to being the Greek. You know, they had to wear togas, they had to have bald heads, they couldn't have beards, they had to eat pork, sacrifice pork on the altar, and unclean animals, worship Zeus, Jupiter, Greek gods. You know, so the Greeks, the Edomites, they Hellenized our people to become wicked like them. And that's why you read in the New Testament when the Apostle Paul was going to Asia Minor, to those scattered countries where Israelites were scattered, to teach the Greeks, the Israelite foreigners, which were Israelites that spoke Greek and that were scattered amongst the heathens.
Yeah.
You know, diaspora.
And when they heard the teachings of Yahawashi, they believed it.
Yeah.
Because they're Israelites. You know, Apostle Paul, he didn't go to actual Edomites. He didn't go to actual inhabitants of Asia. You know, he went to the dispersed amongst the dispersed. I mean, amongst the Gentiles, you know.
And he even went so far to Arabia, man.
How is I going to the other nations in that capacity kind of goes against Psalms 40. You know what I'm saying? We says like you nations are nothing. It goes against Second Ezra 6:50. You know what I'm saying? It goes against those scriptures.
Yeah, if Yahawah, I see what you're saying.
You know, if he would do that, it actually goes against the Most High.
Yeah, if Yahawashi actually was dealing with the natural Gentiles, then that would contradict a lot of the prophecies here in the scripts. And in the word, as it's written in the Gospels, the word can't be broken.
Now I wanted to prove that, you know, Apostle Paul went to Arabia, you know, for the newcomers. This is Galatians 1:17. Neither went I up to Jerusalem to them which were apostles before me, But I went into Arabia and returned again to Damascus, but Damascus is the capital of Syria. So just wanted to prove that Apostle Paul even went all the way to Saudi Arabia, man. Because why? Because Israelites were scattered there too. Because he scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, man. You know, according to Deuteronomy 28, I know it's less than a segue into another topic, but
What does that say in the
Arabia?
Yeah.
Arabia is
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 63. And it shall come to pass that as the Lord rejoiced over you to do you good and to multiply you, so the Lord will rejoice over you to destroy you and to bring you to naught, and ye shall be plucked from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Yeah, so it was prophecy that our people will be scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, you know, due to their disobedience and not worshiping Yahawashi Most High. Because the time that was written by Moses, you know, and that prophecy didn't happen yet. That prophecy came into effect during the different captivities that were scattered. You know, the Babylonian Empire, the Assyrian Empire, the Persian Medes, Greek, Roman, and now, you know, after the 70 AD, you know, the diaspora, the scattering of the Southern Kingdom into the interiors of West Africa, Europe, and Asia, man. You know, but
This is James chapter 1, verse 1. James, the servant of Yahawah and of the Lord Yahawashi, to the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad, greeting.
yeah, so it was common knowledge back then in the New Testament days that our people knew that their people, the Israelites, were scattered. You know, hence why James said that. And James was a biological brother of our Lord Yahawashi. You know? Yes.
I was just looking into that Arabia. Just saying it was more like a Syrian area. Saudi Arabia is more south. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I had 2nd Edges 15. All right, 2nd Edges 15 and 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy,
And
which
that's what we're supposed to do. You know, we're supposed to speak to our people, which are the Israelites, the words of prophecy. You know?
it says, which I will put in thy mouth, saith Yahawah.
Yeah. Because the Lord is channeling his spirit through us to speak the word, man. You know? Because we don't come out here and lead with our own understanding. You know? We teach according to the word, man.
And Shepherd, there's been a lot of stuff going on, man. Have you been keeping up with the war?
Not too much.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll tell you. So right now, Ukraine, America is sending out funds to support Ukraine, and they're sending out weapons, missiles, tanks, stuff like that, to aid Ukraine to war against Russia. But also, like I said, what was gonna say about the tank? Jesse, you were saying earlier
Which ones?
about the fighter jets.
I didn't say nothing about fighter jets. But basically, Russia is fighting America and NATO, you know? And, you know, we believe, according to the prophecies, that, you know, this is the beginning of what the scripts call World War III, because eventually it's going to move to the Middle East, all right? The Levant area, where you got Israel, you got Syria, you got Iran, Iraq, you got that area right there. And just, I want to say yesterday, you had the Israeli military shoot missiles upon Iran, which Russia is a guard unto Persia or Iran. So it's just going to intensify that war tension. And the reason why that's important is because not only is World War III end-time prophecy, but before World War III actually happens, the implantable technology, all right, the micro C-hip has to be made mandatory. So we're in that time.
Because 6 years ago, Shep, it was a company in Wisconsin, which is called 3 Square Market. 6 years ago, in August 2017, they were the first U.S. company to, C-hip microchip their employees. So that's the future plan of the elites, of these people, the Edomites, so-called white people, which they are the wicked according to the Bible. Their whole plan is to microchip everybody upon the face of the earth, according to biblical prophecy. But before World War III happens, that has to be made mandated first.
Microchip.
Yeah.
We almost
And
there.
and we already seeing it, coming to fruition. You got digital currency. You have everything is going cashless. You got the apps called Cash App, Venmo, Zelle. You can pay. You got Apple Pay. You can pay on your phone. Google Pay. So everything is going digital to all in the plans for the elites to usher in a digital currency.
So we won't have like quarters and dimes.
No, they want to do away with that because they want a great.
Cash in Sweden.
Yeah.
It's cashless society.
So they want a great reset. They want to reset the whole economy, the money, everything.
So you have to pay your rent.
That's good luck.
Pay it in the hand.
Oh, wow. Isn't that something?
That's right.
A microchip. All your information on a microchip.
Yep. Yeah, it's going to all the. Let's just better bring out the pieces first, but I want to.
This is Daniel chapter 12, verse 4. But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased.
So knowledge being increased, and technology has evolved.
So that'll be mandatory by all governments, right?
Yeah. Throughout the whole world. Can you go to Revelation 3:10?
There's many governments, but one head. Yeah.
These are the head right here. The elites.
So this will be before World War III. Then when World War III comes in, is that when the Lord?
Yeah. So the Lord is going to come during World War III. Now, before World War III kicks off, the ruling class elites, they're going to make mandatory that implantable device. And a lot of these corporations, these businesses, these corporations, these different establishments, they're going to be the ones that's actually forcing it. Because when you read in Revelation 13, it speaks about no man may buy or sell. So the different places that you go to, they're going to only accept that technology.
Oh, I get it.
So if you don't have that technology in your hand and you're going into these establishments that only accept that technology, you assed out.
You're gonna be off the grid.
Yeah. So basically, they're gonna like force it. Just like during C-19, you couldn't go into certain places unless you can show your status, your car status. You gotta have So we understand that during C-19 that was beta testing. that was
Trial run.
conditioning.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was getting people, you know,
Get them ready.
get readying the people. So with this new system, you know, all these businesses and corporations is on board, all of them. You know, because like we said, it says no man may be able to buy or sell. So, like I said, going to the grocery store, they gonna have it. Any establishment that is in a position to receive money or send it out or make purchases, they're gonna have that technology, and that's the only way of payment they're gonna accept.
And chip, you get it anywhere you go to doctor.
Yeah,
Yep,
anywhere.
all that.
Oh,
Yep, that's
oh,
gonna be the
yeah.
new identification.
They want to be on top of every transaction that takes place when it comes to the money.
So your birthday,
Yep. Birth certificate, social security number, identification, everything.
And
Basically,
that,
your
Debit card
banking.
information.
yep, and that's why.
Especially your
Yeah,
banking.
yeah. Oh man,
It says you may
it's gonna
not
start
buy or
there
sell.
first.
You know what I'm saying? So it's about money. It's buy or sell. It's
Yeah.
body scan payment technology. And it's beta tested right now in stores like Amazon where you don't even have to pull out no money. You go in that store, just grab things off the counter and out the shelf and walk right out. Because they biometrically just configure the money that you spend by grabbing those items.
Yeah, the cameras and the
Yeah, they do it.
sensors and all that.
Yeah.
thing in your they put in there
Yeah,
has
yeah.
all your information.
Yeah.
Yeah, they testing it now just on your credit card and your phone. You know, just having that phone and tapping something. That's how they testing it. But
They
pretty
test,
soon,
they test them on animals, see if it works properly,
Yeah,
how the animals are dying.
okay.
So, because that chip is foreign to your body.
right,
That chip is not designed to be inhabited in your body.
Right.
Exactly.
Because it's that's not how the Lord made it.
Right.
It's dumb. But we know the future plans, they want to control everybody.
So now the Edomites, that's how they're gonna control us.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But we say now only the wicked, the non-elect, are going to take the chip. Now, can you go to Revelation? But don't get the scripture.
It's Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation.
Right, now this only applies to the elect. Now, since you kept my kept my patience, meaning you went out and did the work, you know, you believe in the Lord, you know, the Lord's going to preserve his elect from not taking the chips.
Yeah. Okay.
You got to go.
Oh, that's
And it says-
that's scary.
Because the Lord's going to make a way for his elect to eat and drink. Remember, our Lord Yahawashi said, nothing is impossible with the Lord. You know?
Read it again. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Yep. Now we going to talk about world. It's from the Greek word oikomen, which means the whole inhabited earth. So the elite of Esau, they're going to microchip everybody that's not of the elect upon the face of the earth. And their judgment is going to be destruction.
Well, I will say this. It's the people that's in this system, you know, that's a part of this economy. Because people that live in rural areas, people that live in like certain forests, you got some people that still live in that primitive type of lifestyle.
Remote areas.
Yeah, like the Amazon forest and all
Mountain
that.
men and shit
Mountain
like that.
people that live in the mountains, they ain't worried about this. They're worried about these people.
Yeah.
You know, these people that's into this in this system.
Yeah.
Because they worry about the majority.
Yeah.
Majority of the people depend on this system.
Right.
They're not worried about, like Brother was saying, people that live in remote areas type of areas, rural type areas.
Living off the grid and stuff
They're
like
not
that.
worried about people like that because they know they're not going to be able to get them because they're already off the grid.
Yeah.
They don't deal with, you know, payment, debit cards.
Right, they live
stuff
off
like
the
that.
land.
Yeah, they live off the land. Farmers, you know, welders, things of that sort, you know.
And Salakia is also a form of a census because Esau loved his information. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to make all kinds of, you know, tests and all kinds of things, know all kinds of information about people. So there's no way to do that unless he has everybody counted. And the way to count them.
Stop you from speed, you got that chip.
Yeah. And that's why in the doctrine of Yahawashi, what we teach, it promotes not loving the world. Because if you love this world, you love the society, you love your job, you love everything that this place offers, you're going to be in a position to you're going to willingly take it. Because all the goodies is going to be taken away. You know, all your so-called rights as being a so-called American, all that stuff is going to be taken away, on top of it being a famine, it being a disease out here. It's all kind of crime and all this different stuff going on. You know, having that technology in you is going to be very enticing for people to want to get it, because the scriptures say, how the brothers just brought out, how this temptation shall come. How this temptation should come upon the whole world. It's going to be a temptation. It's going to be tempting. Because the conditions out here is going to get very wild. You know?
Wild right now.
Yeah.
Yep, this is Isaiah 65 and 13. Therefore thus saith Yahawah of power, behold, my servant shall eat.
Now the servants of the Lord are the prophets, which are the elect. So they're going to eat, you know, and also the believers that believe in the Lord, you know.
But ye shall be hungry.
The ye that shall be hungry are the non-elect. The wicked, 2/3 of our people, and the heathen nation. Because no salvation is not for heathens. What I mean by heathen is these nations upon the sun right here. Now shit. There are 18 nations according to the Bible. Number 1. So 2 of the 18 are heathen nations. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Africans, the Asians, the Arabs, you know. All those people are heathens, and they're going to be destroyed. Now, there are people that are scattered amongst the heathen nations. They may look like the heathens, but the line of false side, if they are the elect, and the line of false side goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, they're going to be saved.
And they believe, you know. Because the ones that's getting that hedge of protection, that's going to get saved, that's going to get delivered, these are individuals that believe in the teachings that we're coming out with, right?
The gospel is not for the gospel is only for believers. Non-believers going to be destroyed.
He says, therefore thus saith Yahawah of power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my
So the servants of the Lord, they're going to be rejoicing in the time of destruction because why? Now that may sound like, wow, why would the servants of the Lord be rejoicing in the time of destruction? No, why should? Because they know the Lord Yahawashi coming back.
Yep.
And they know once all these prophecies come to pass, destruction, the famine, people dying of not eating. People eating each other, cannibalism. They know once prophecies like that be fulfilled, they know the kingdom of heaven is surely on its way.
So now, the cannibalism. So in other words, there ain't gonna be no food.
No food. No food, no water. All these storehouses, you go to 2 Ezra 6.
Yeah.
Storehouses, It's gonna be very soon. All these storehouses shut are gonna be found empty.
Wow.
Very soon.
It sounds like you know, something. It's like animals kill another animal and eat them.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be ate up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a part of the end time prophecies too, that these animals, they're gonna leave their natural habitat because it ain't gonna be no food.
Yep.
And they're gonna be coming in these inner cities, and the Lord gonna put the spirit on them to judge. This is 2 Ezra 6, verse, 22? 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Now the sown places are the marketplaces. You know, that's sown with goods and services for the common folk to purchase and buy things. So it says suddenly it's going to appear, it says something's going to appear empty.
Yes. It says, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown.
Appear unsown, you know? So it says suddenly, meaning immediate, because it's going to be a point in time when the truckers, they're not going to be able to deliver the goods and services into these storehouses. Because the average storehouse is
Sometimes
about,
you just let them be demons, man.
because the average storehouses, they have about a week worth of food, a week, you know. So after the truck driver is not delivering the goods into the storehouses, that's an instant factor, you know. And the diesel fuel prices.
Yep.
If the truckers is not getting diesel fuel in their trucks, they can't deliver goods and services into the storehouses.
Yep.
That will lead to a factor. The railroad, because it's different forms of transportation on how goods and services are being delivered here in America.
Yeah.
You have the cargoes, you have the railroads, you have truckers, airplanes. So different forms of transportation that rely, boats, that rely on diesel fuel. You know?
You got a question?
No, Spanish. I can speak Spanish.
He speaks Spanish.
Oh, the
¿Qué
guy
quieres
is-
saber? Dime.
No, flyer.
Ah, no tenemos flyer, tú sabes. Estamos en YouTube, tú sabes. Esto lo hacemos para el mundo.
Ok. Ahí lo veo.
Ellos son los profetas de Dios. ¿Sabes? Los que tienen la Biblia y leen la Biblia. Nadie sabe lo que dice la Biblia, ¿sabes? Y no lo enseñan bien en la iglesia, no lo enseñan bien. Esto es religión. Eso no es la Biblia.
El negocio.
Sí, eso es de negocio nada más. Tú tienes que ir, tú ves, tú cantas cualquier cosa, comes algo, te dan su dinero y te vas, tú sabes. Pero aquí esto es
Sabiduría.
la sabiduría del Señor, que dice que vaya para la calle, ahí donde voy a estar. El Señor Jesucristo dijo, vaya para la calle, enséñame mi gente, ¿cómo se dice? El sheep, ¿sabes? El sheep,
Mandamiento.
sí, y enseñen a la gente, porque tú no vas a aprender nada en la iglesia. El Señor no está ahí, tú ¿sabes?
Más si no estudia.
Sí,
Si no estudia, no.
tiene que estudiar. I told him you gotta trust it. There's no wisdom in the church, and you gotta study.
Yeah.
And this is where the wisdom is. The Most High put the wisdom on the streets.
Simón.
Dog.
God bless you, guys.
Yeah. All right. God bless you.
Señor, que Dios te bendiga. Manny.
Yeah.
That is Manny, boy. That's gonna hold a lot of them back.
Yeah.
You gotta learn some Instagram.
Yeah, 2nd Esdras 6:22, and suddenly. And that word suddenly means immediately.
Yep.
And this is how Esau is going to be moving in these times. He's going to make things happen quick.
Yep.
You know, 1 week, it's going to seem like everything cool, just like our C-19 happened. You know, 1 week, everybody was cool. The next, all the businesses was shut down. There was curfews. Yeah, everybody had to be in the house by 9. Nobody, the freeways was empty. A lot of these businesses shut down. People had to work from home, so on and so forth. So expect more draconian legislation being pushed out. And a part of that legislation is things being shut down immediately. You didn't have no time to prep. You know?
And suddenly also means without warning.
Yeah.
So the prophets on the street are the first line for defense because we warn them.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
And also too, you know, the riots, even right now that's going on because of those five black cops, you know, murdering old boys. That's another way for Esau to sneak military things in the city.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about how in Atlanta that there was a lot of military personnel in that area because of the riots or so-called riots that was been going on. You know, because of
y'all the same ones that be ever got the park, right?
Yeah.
Same group.
They used to be
Yeah,
in
I
McCarthy
missed
Park.
it.
By McCarthy Park.
But
Through ass nigga.
you know, Esau how he does things is he'll do things like that. Oh, riots are happening. Right? Now all of a sudden you start
Unless
to see
you're
more
talking about
military,
from years ago.
Years ago, I think you're talking about years ago.
military things.
That's what I was
up in
thinking.
the cities, 'cause that's how they do things. You know?
That's years ago.
And then the military is going to be over martial law and things of that nature. You know, and over specific rations of food that people are going to have to go down into Egypt for help for.
know, and that's another thing too, Shep. The elites, Esau, they deceive the people by giving them the illusion of freedom. You don't have freedom if within 1 hour your rights can be taken away, and then the military controls all the assets and stuff. But they want Americans to be in that mindset to be comfortable. They want to be settled upon their leads. So when they come down, when Esau's troops come down, Americans don't have no defense. You know?
You got a question? See here?
Why they look good?
Porque ese no era el Señor, eso no era Jesucristo. Es una mentira que hicieron para perder toda la gente, para que la gente se pueda desmayar. O sea, la Biblia dice cómo luce, ¿por qué tienen eso? Si la Biblia lo dice.
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, bro?
Hey, y'all, I want to ask y'all something, right? Because the spirituality, man, that dwells in our life, man, that's us, man, it always channels something in us and brings us to an understanding when we feel like we're different. Like, what the fuck is this going on within me? But so I kind of like used to ponder and ask God. I'm like, God, man, why Mexican people's got a spot where they can go outside and see all Mexican people? Or why white people got a spot where they can go outside and see all white people? Or why Chinese people got a spot where they could go and see all Chinese people? I'm like, what about us in America? I'm like, we don't speak our original dialect, our tongue, and all this. What is our problem? You know what I'm saying? What's going on with us? Where's our identity? Why can't I want to go outside and just see my people? Nobody in the whole country, my life. So, and I was asking God about all this. You know what I'm saying? I used to ask God about Genesis chapter 6 when it said the sons of God seen the daughters of men. They said Jesus was God, only begotten son. But then I see in Genesis chapter 6, it say the sons of God, meaning more than one. You know what I'm saying? And then I started thinking like, dang, so God revealed things to me if I think about it too hard, and I started thinking about it, and I said, God, where's our people? So I know a lot of people say we Aboriginal, you know what I'm saying, we was here already, you know what I'm saying? My thing is, they say we was here already, but my thing is, I think we do. I believe we do got roots in Africa. I believe we do got roots with a certain particular African group out there, and it's an African group out there that's speaking the English dialect, and their last name is Smith, and their last name is Brown, their last name is Johnson, their last name is Taylor. Right. You know what I'm saying? They got ancestry, historical ancestry with us here in this country, and they have established an African country, and it's called Liberia. Now, in the Bible, it say, I will take you to a foreign place, across the waters to a foreign place, to a foreign people that speak a foreign language. You know what I'm saying? And they say don't dress like them, don't become like them, but it say since you want to be with them, I'm gonna send you over there. And then it say come out of me, come out of her. You know what I'm saying? So it's instructing us to come out of her. And I look, where is we to go?
All right, so everything that you said is actually prophecy in the Bible. Yeah. Now, if you got time, we'll break everything down for you, brother.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm about to go to work, man.
Okay.
Hey, but I got a couple of minutes, man. I just
Whoa. We can go to Deuteronomy 28, going into how we got out of our land. Yeah, because our land is what they call today Palestine. It's Israel. All right, they call it the Middle East. That land is also known. It was also known as the land of Canaan. That was given to us,
by
the Israelites, which were slaves in Egypt, being oppressed by their oppressors. They were delivered out of Egypt, and they went into the land of Israel. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So this Egypt isn't talking about ancient Egypt, because ancient Egypt, we walked out of Egypt and we went into our land. This Egypt is speaking about a place where the Israelites will go into and go there by way of boats. Go ahead.
And that's symbolic, you know, like if you ever look at the back of the dollar bill, there's a pyramid on there. Why we got a pyramid in America? Boom.
It says, by the way whereof I speak unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
So the prophecies speak about the Israelites going into a land that's like Egypt by way of ships, and we will be bondmen and bondmaids, meaning slaves. So what part of history can we link that up to?
So, what part of history? Like,
I'd say transatlantic slavery.
At least ours.
Yeah.
At least ours to the minimum. You know what I'm saying? But there spoke about two of those. I don't know if that's the beginning, that's the new or the. I don't know if it's the new or the old. It really don't matter. Where I'm trying to get to if it was the slavery that happened with Moses. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, remember Moses came out. Moses and the Israelites, they came out of that.
Yeah,
And
so
Moses wrote that when he was in the wilderness.
So that's the story of Moses.
That's the story of the Israelites.
We're the Israelites.
You probably talking about Joseph. Because Joseph he was an Israelite, but he was a slave in Egypt. That he became governor of Egypt.
Yeah, remember,
but he was an Israelite.
Remember God sent him and said, let my people go?
Yeah, that was during the time of Moses.
So that's that part?
No, that part
is
came after that.
All right, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It was two of those.
Yeah. It's a lot of slavery in the Bible.
Was.
It's a lot of slavery. You got a whole book of Judges where Israelites was going into slavery. Right?
Yeah.
You know, you read about Jeremiah, Isaiah, they was prophesying about the Israelites going into slavery.
Yeah.
So the Bible, I know you're short on time, but it prophesies.
Yeah, when the next bus come, I gotta jump on.
Yeah, that's cool. The Bible prophesy. You know what the word prophesy mean, right?
Prophesy what? To speak of something that has not yet happened.
Right.
Yeah.
So exactly, great point. So the Bible tells what's going to happen to these people that's on this sign.
Yeah.
Will befall them, and going into slavery by way of ships is one of them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's why I was telling everybody. I was like, man, we got heritage with Judah, man.
Yeah.
I was like, we wanted the law. I was like, why is they paying so much money to buy our souls? Why is they focusing so much energy on us if like, you know what I'm saying, it really don't matter that much. You know what I'm saying? They spending, they giving people houses and Bentleys and mansions for them to get us to believe a certain way. You understand why they can't focus on their own? Why is they spending all this attention? Because it's something way more valuable within us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My soul is valuable. They'll give a Bentley up for it.
Right.
They'll give a mansion. They'll give me a mansion if I say, hey, I'm gonna do what I'm with the get down. You know what I'm saying?
We got another prophecy too. Can we get Joel the 3rd chapter? Because it speaks about our people going to slavery, and then we were auctioning off.
Yeah.
And then that our women were exchanged for resources. That happened during slavery.
Yeah. Hey, taking my ship to Egypt.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think they were talking about that Egypt then.
They talking about America.
Yeah,
America,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, America, especially known as Egypt.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find the word America in the Bible.
Yeah, you're not, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
but
all right, y'all. Man, one love, man. I want to come dialogue with them. I'll be saying all these high-powered debates. I'm like, man, I ain't trying to debate. I'm trying to get, if I need to, because I'm thinking about going to Liberia, man, and forming a connection, because they still respect their elders out there. It's a different culture, but they greedy for that money, but at the same time, they close to God, man. You give them this word, and you'll have a Malcolm X movement out there.
And it's that movement right here.
I feel it too.
All right, now we can build off that. So we can hit Joel, because that's one thing about Jake. Jake, he be having a lot of interesting questions, and we can answer them, but it takes time. If you coming up and you got, and this is to the Akim that's listening, learning behind the scenes. If you do go to a camp and you asking questions, you gotta have the time. He spoke about the sons of God. Lord willing, we can go into that. He spoke about why aren't we in our land. We can go into that. We start going into that. But the important thing about this doctrine is the prophecy, because the prophecy tells us what will happen to these people here in the latter days. Because it's also prophecy that these people will lose their identity. They will lose their connection to who they are. But the Spirit of the Lord will come upon certain men to turn them back to this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding. So now, what you brothers got?
I got Joel 3.
Okay. We get Joel 3 real quick.
Now this is Joel chapter 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people.
Now the Lord's people are the Israelites, right? The people that the Lord have made a covenant with through sacrifice, and they where it says, and they have cast lots, those are talking about their oppressors, starting off with Esau. Cast lots, that goes into the auction box. Go ahead.
Not giving a boy for an harlot and sold a girl for wine.
So the Israelites, you had a boy that was sold for a harlot, you know, during the times of slavery. You had what they call male prostitute, or whatever, right? And these men, they were fit, in shape, great immune system, you know, the ideal slave. So what the slave owners were doing, they were having these well-to-do men, and they were having, you know, they would sell them so that they can procreate, to breed them and bring more children of that same physique. That happened during slavery.
Call them bucks.
They called them bucks, yeah. And then it sold a girl for wine. And like we was telling him, you know, our people were sold for natural resources. You know, during the transatlantic slave trade, you had a lot of commodities that was, you know, sought after.
Yeah.
Sugar, tobacco, rice,
indigo,
rum, cotton, you know, different things. So, you know, they had the barter system. I got this girl, give me some sheaves of whatever wheat, you know, give me some barrels of this wine, wine and liquor and all that. And it was a barter system.
And the stock market, and the stock market.
That was the first stock.
Built on that premise.
Yeah, that was the first stock market. Yeah.
First trade.
You got knives, guns, ammunition,
Yep.
cotton cloth tools, brass dishes, wine. I want to add, they have breeding farms.
Yeah, breeding farms. Yeah. So, you know, during this time, it wasn't all, you know, it was money on the scene. Of course, it was gold, it was silver, it was certain things, but you also had the barter system. You know, you had that trade, right? Go ahead.
It says,
You got it. Oh, you got something? You got it, right?
Like Joel 3:3, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coast of Palestine? Will ye
Now, Tyre and Zidon, that was coastal cities in the land of Israel, and you had the actual Canaanites that possessed that land before we got into it, right? But through worldwide deception, the Palestinians now are people who are of the descent of Ishmael and Elam and so on and so forth. So during the transatlantic slavery, you had these Arabs having their own slave trade. They were linking up with actual Hamites as well as other Israelites, because you had Israelites that was well-to-do during the transatlantic slavery. You know, wicked Israelites that was getting their people and selling them, making money. So it was the actual Africans. Then you had Arabs, and then you had our own wicked people. Okay, making deals with these Edomites, these Europeans, getting the slaves, and they was participating in the transatlantic slavery, right?
It was a triangle. They called it the triangle.
Yeah.
the boats too? They built the boats for the slaves to get over it.
Right.
The Ishmaelites built the boat.
And Esau and these nations, they didn't get every last Israelite from Africa. They didn't get all of them. So there was remnants of Israelite communities that was still in Africa.
Yep.
That's why you have a lot of people who are in. That's why you have a lot of people in the west coast of Africa, on down to the south, Cameroon, the Congo, Senegal, the Ivory Coast, that identify with these teachings. Because like we said, Esau didn't get all the Israelites from over there.
But you got some today, some tribes called the Ashanti tribe,
The Yoruba tribe.
Yeah, Yoruba
Yoruba
tribe.
tribe.
Yeah.
So it's still Israelite community,
The Igbo.
Igbo tribe. Yep. So it's still Israelites that live in West Africa that know they're Israelites. That still practice the customs, the laws and commandments.
The Lemba. Yeah, because they wear the hats and everything.
Yeah. The women, they wear scars and veils and things of that sort. So they like the brother said, they hold on to some of the ancient Israelite traditions. You know? And see, these is the points that, you know, we bring out when someone come up like that with questions. But if you only got 2-3 minutes, you know, this is not fast food. You know, this is a lamb dinner where we gotta prepare the lamb, we gotta dress it, we gotta take the inwards out, throw it out, burn it up. You know, we gotta chop it up, and then we serve this meal with some wine and some unleavened bread.
This ain't no microwave.
You know, this not no microwave dinner.
We deal with that multiple times. We've seen it before. A lot of Israelites come up, they don't have time, and you know, like the brother always say, you can't get truth within 5. The whole aspect of the within 5 minutes.
You would think they want to know the actuality of the slave trade.
Yeah.
Esau, you know.
That's a very important part. That's a very important part to.
That's where I knew about this, but I come because I say I know it's for real. You know, in my community, he said, you know, you guys are teaching Israel, and he talked, you know, where they kind of, you know, made sure the transatlantic trade, you know.
A lot of people went through hell on the cargo ships. They were defecating on each other. People was vitamin insufficient. They wasn't getting their daily nutrition because the Edomites, they were roasting up and down. They was feeding our people.
They would break their teeth.
Yep.
They would break their
People didn't want to eat no more. They'd break their teeth out, just stick a funnel in their face.
Type of shit they do in these hospitals now. What they call that thing during C-19?
You made it.
No, they was putting that shit down a motherfucker's throat.
I forgot that whole part.
They was feeding the slaves boiled rice, millet, cornmeal, stewed yams. Now those foods don't give you all your nutrition that your body needs. You know, so our people, they were dying of vitamin deficiency.
Not only that, they were getting sick and were thrown off the boat.
And still certain sharks that travel through the Atlantic Ocean to follow the trail of the cargo ships that went through there.
They used to eat that dog meat.
But that's how much our people went through. But they want to eat them like they want to throw in your face. Oh, remember 9/11?
Yeah.
Remember the Holocaust?
You know what I'm saying?
Which that never happened, shit. That's a hoax.
That's a hoax.
Chill out on that word.
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
That's one of Esau's favorite words to come get your channel. It's just H cost. Yeah, so like we were saying, you know, let's get Proverbs 9 real quick. And we're gonna go into how this is a great supper. That's true. This is not something that you can push in a microwave. This is not something that you can pull up to the driveway. Hey, what y'all got going on real quick? What is this about? And then you drive down the street.
You know what I'm saying?
No, you gotta actually sit down and eat this meal. You got it, bro.
Proverbs chapter 9, verse 1. Wisdom hath built her house. She hath hewn out her 7 pillars.
Now, a pillar is something that holds up a structure, or holds up a house.
That's a pillar.
Right? This is a pillar right here, right? So the house that's being established through wisdom is the house of David, or the tabernacle of David. So what holds up that house, the pillars, will represents the leadership. You know, we have elders and apostles, men that, you know, have been in this ministry for over 30, almost 40 years plus, that are like the pillars, you know? They're the ones that hold this structure. All right, because the Lord is dealing with them. Go ahead.
And it says, she has killed her beasts, she she hath mingled her wine.
So this truth is likened unto a meal, right? Go ahead.
Yep. It says, she hath also furnished her table.
So it's doing a similitude.
Yep.
You got the beast, you got the wine, you got a table. You know, you decorate the table, you got the plates, you got the fork, you know, you got these different things, you got the cups, you got the napkins, right?
She has sent forth her maidens.
Now the maidens are the prophets. All right? Go ahead.
She cried upon the highest places of the city.
So the prophets, the maidens, when you read in Matthew the 25th chapter, it speaks about 10 virgins. 5 were wise, 5 were foolish, and the foolish took no oil in their lamps. So the maidens that were sent out on the highest places of the city is the prophets. Because in the highest places of the, what's going on, brother? In the highest places of the city, you got a lot of foot traffic, a lot of, you know, buying and selling and so on and so forth. That's where we will go out and teach, just like you see today.
Chief concourse.
Yep. Go ahead.
It says, whoso is simple, let him turn in hither.
So whoever is simple, and 9 times out of 10, person that is simple, they may have questions. Oh, what is this? Or what is that?
You know what I'm saying?
You know, they don't know too much.
We all was simple before we came to
So
truth.
I ask questions.
Yeah.
You know, as a kid coming up, you know, I knew a lot of this, but I wanted to get feedback.
Right.
You know,
Right.
Me, I want to get feedback. You know?
Yeah. So the prophets, you know, they're basically saying, whoso is simple, come in hither. You know, you got questions, you want to know certain things, come over here, we'll edify you. Right? Go ahead.
It says, as for him that wanteth understanding, she said to him,
As for him that wanted understanding. So you gotta want understanding. Like how he was. Came up, hey man, you know, why these other nations they got this and why we don't got this. And why, so he wanted understanding. He wanted to know why. Right?
He wanted comfort.
Yeah.
He wasn't comfortable, he wanted comfort.
come eat of my bread and drink of the wine which I have mingled.
Come eat of the bread, drink of the wine which I have mingled. So this is similar to it. Come and eat this meal, which is come and get the breakdown and get your answers questions biblically, right?
Forsake the foolish and live.
Forsake the foolish. That's talking about these other doctrines, you know, because he was talking about Iberia and all that, and all her Iberia, they respect elders and all that, and you know, like that's foolish, you know.
Yeah.
That's some, you know.
Iberia is a Hebrew word.
Yeah. So I mean, we didn't have time to build with them because we would have said forsake the foolish. We might have not said it in those exact words, but we would say, hey man, that stuff that you talking about, that ain't the truth, man.
Yeah, we would have got there eventually.
Yeah.
You know? Good.
Go ahead.
It says, and go in the way of understanding.
And go in the way of understanding. Forsake those philosophies, those different religions, this Caesar Borgia. Forsake all that and go in the way of living. Meaning, this is that, like we told him. This. He said, I can go to Iberia and then we can have some Malcolm X type stuff over here, man. A great movement. And we said, this is that movement.
These words are spirit,
you know.
Life.
This is a way of walking in.
Yeah.
Now this is Proverbs 5:15. Drink waters out of thine own cistern, and redden waters out of thine own well.
Yeah, so you want to come to your own people for the truth.
And your own people with the right doctrine.
With the right
Because
doctrine, yeah.
A lot of our own people don't have, all our people that profess that they're Israelites, a lot of them don't have the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, going to, you know, the so-called white man, his theologians and, you know, his colleges,
Scholars and all that.
you know, and his books and all that. That's not drinking water out of your own cistern.
Okay.
This rivers of this word, which is likened unto water. This is our cistern, which a cistern is like a reservoir or a well.
Yeah.
You go there, you draw it out, you get something to drink.
Yeah.
This is the rivers of living water that you want to be planted by, and you want to drink of this water. Right? It should be some more over there in Proverbs 9.
Proverbs 9:7. He that reproveth a scorner.
Oh,
is,
that's it.
that's
Yeah,
that
because
one.
like
Oh, Slacky.
like you said, this is like a meal. They call the scriptures like bread, and there's milk in there, and
wine.
honey, you know, there's wine, and even meat. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't really get that meat sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I got a scripture.
Read out.
St. John 7:37. In the last day, that great day of the feast, Yahawashi stood and cried, saying, if any man thirst, let him come unto me and drink.
Yeah, like if anybody want the right information, the truth, come to me. I got it.
Yeah.
You want understanding? You want to know the way of truth? Come to me. That's what he said. That's what he was saying, but he said it in, you know, with flavor.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody thirsty or hungry, come to me.
Back in Proverbs 5 and 16, let thy fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of waters in the streets.
So abroad, we use the internet, right? You see these phones? This is how this water get dispersed abroad. Yep. Because we're live streaming.
It's live.
It goes to the satellites. Scriptures call it the unicorn.
Yeah.
And then anybody on the earth can drink of the water because it's live stream. It's a live stream, like water, right?
Rivers of living water.
So, go ahead.
It says, let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee.
So this is only for the Israelites. It's not for the strangers. And that's the spirit. You know? It's not for the strangers.
That's pretty much the point.
Yeah.
That's the most high.
Hey, man.
You don't play. You can't on cue with the scripture.
Man.
This ain't got nothing to do with what we got going on. It ain't got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, because we ain't got nothing going on with them.
Right.
When they set up that the beauty supply store, what they say? Hurry up and buy. You short 10 cents? Nah, nope.
And so like I was just gonna say, and then this past week, or last week, we was talking about how these groups had that what is it? They New Year's or something like that.
Oh yeah, Lunar.
They wasn't telling Jake, hey, you know, our New Year's is about to be popping. You know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't telling us that because
Yo, guys, I want to see all these birds. I don't never see them like that.
Yeah. It must be a carcass over there.
Like, either that or, you know,
Right.
end days, they ready for the rain.
See the bird there inside the carcass also.
Just through the spirit, you know, them groups are these heathen nations, man. Their holy days that they are holy days, high days or celebration days that they hold, they don't be telling us, oh, come, you know, we're having this and that. You know, just like our high holy days ain't got nothing to do with them. You know, so that's why it says get water out of thy own cistern.
I was gonna add on what you were saying, bro. Yeah, whenever the heathens, whenever they don't involve us in something, they don't feel bad at all.
No, none.
But with us, we supposed to always feel bad for them when they not involved with what we got going on. You know, that's why during the building of the second temple, it was Zerubbabel, he had told them wicked heathens like this ain't for y'all.
Nothing to do with
You know?
We ain't mad about it because our high holy days is to the Lord. You know? We're worshiping the Heavenly Father and Son, and our high holy days go back to what events that happen. You know, specific events, man. Like you got the Passover. You know, us passing over Egypt and what other one?
I got no video.
Purim.
Chop that up, send
During the Greek Empire, that's feast dedication.
Yep, feast and dedication. But these all go back to events that happened to the Israelites. These heathens, man. These are just their celebration days. They're just man-made, man. You know, most likely going back to their gods that they worship. You know.
Yeah, our high holy days had a significance meaning. You know, it was about deliverance. You know? A memorial for deliverance on what the Lord did for us.
With these Edomites, their holidays are usually contributed to when they contributed to our downfall. They celebrate that.
Yeah, 4th of July.
Yeah, they celebrate our downfall. That's what they party. That's what they party.
Like Thanksgiving, that's a prideful holiday. Very prideful. But that was the day that, you know, our people, Native Americans and Latinos, they were conquered. You know, a lot of people and a lot of people know about that history. They still celebrate it, but their excuse is, "Oh, I'm doing it for the kids, my wife."
You want our family to get together and enjoy. You know what I'm saying?
And then Christmas. That's something that just leads you just completely away from the truth.
Who's this guy? Nimrod. What the hell is this dude?
Scripture talking about don't let your brother, your mother, your father, your wife have influence over you, man.
Right.
You know, to do wickedness.
Right.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and 56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from the vessel.
Yeah, and that's talking about the heathen nations, man. You know, the Lord likened unto them a spittle, a drop of a bucket. You have a large bucket of water and you drop a little drop. You don't care about that drop. So that's how the Lord thinks about the heathens.
Yeah.
You know?
Very insignificant.
Yeah.
And it says, and now, O Yahawah, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing.
So they always been reputed as nothing. They ain't shit. They don't have no spirit. They stink.
Right.
You know, they bastards. They don't got a God. They were idols, false gods. You know, made of wood and stone.
That's why at certain times when we were going against them, you know, the Heavenly Father would do divine intervention things like rain hailstones. You know, when we was taking over the land of Israel, you know, he would rain hailstone on it, man. You know, and things like that. Because the Lord ain't with these heathens. Yeah, he was involved. You know, it says, I begin to be like, and now, O Yahawah, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us.
So now they're lords over us. Meaning, Lord means ruler. So they're rulers over us because of our disobedience. Because we went off and stopped worshiping our God, Bahasham.
Pagan worship.
Yeah, pagan worship. There you go, sir. That's right.
Yeah, see the teachings of Yahawashi, like these precepts that we're going into, if he would have stayed and received it, ultimately, if he was of the elect, hearing this gospel will cause him to repent and convert and worship the true power, because he will acknowledge the reason why we're in this we got in this situation is because of worshiping idols, because of doing things that the Lord looked at as an abomination, you know. And he would get, you know, his questions answered.
And he was talking about Issachar.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh yeah, the Mexicans got lands. Well,
that's not their land.
Yeah.
See,
their land is controlled by terrorists, man.
You know,
Edomites that look like Hispanics.
Yeah.
That got Hispanic names, man.
like a Herod situation.
Yeah. A lot of those the Spanish government, the different officials, the presidents, and all that, like you said, they be European Edomites that look like Jake, look like so-called Mexicans, but they speak the language. They have Rodriguez, you know,
slick hair,
Garcia, you know, but they're Edomites.
You know what movie showed that spiritual that you said that I watched this week? Blood In and Blood Out.
Okay.
I always want to see that.
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube for free. But the dude was basically, he was an Edomite. His dad was an Edomite, but his mom was Hispanic. You know, like the brothers mentioned it, you know, the Edomite on there, he talking Spanish, but he went to the prison population. He was amongst the Hispanics and stuff like that. So like the brothers mentioned, that's a lot of stuff that still goes on as far as, you know, a lot of these Hispanics, you know,
Terrorists.
Yeah, terrorists, man. Yeah. And he the one that, so like he the one on the movie that set up everything to be kingpin. He was a snake still, man. You know?
And then yeah, they may have, you know, their nativity, you know, the Hispanics, they may have their nativity, right? But why do they come over here?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, when you watch those videos, why are they so poor and destitute in their own land? The government is not giving them, you know, money to, you know, so they can prosper.
And Mexico is very beautiful too, man. They just show us the fucked up parts.
Right.
He really wants some drugs.
So, see,
Verse 58.
What you gonna say, Chef?
a lot of these Latinos come over here and the job market. When I was a kid, I didn't see none nowhere. Only one came to Detroit from Mexico. That was in 1959.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, overnight, how come they got all the jobs and it seemed like they're in charge of now?
Well, when you're not a United States citizen and you get employed, these jobs and corporations here are required to give you benefits, and they're not required to give you minimum wage. They can just pay you whatever.
Oh.
That's why there's laws now that's trying to, you know, get that in order. And the borders, you know, the borders, it's not just Hispanics coming over here. You got Ethiopians. It's common knowledge that, okay, I can get into the America without hassle if I go into Mexico and then I can walk into. So it's not, you know, the United States media, they may try to paint the picture, oh, the Mexicans at the border, and you got Haitians.
Yep.
Remember that? And they was on horseback, and they was whipping them Haitians.
Yeah, they're driving them back over the little
Yep.
river you got to cross right there.
Haitians, you got Ethiopians,
Yep.
you got Syrians,
Yeah, you got Arabs.
all Arabs, you got all these different nations. They know, oh, if you want to go in America, go to Mexico, and then you just walk in there. That's how you can get in, and then Biden with the open borders, you're like, hey, just let them go.
Yeah.
And because what happens is, when these immigrants come over, they call them immigrants, right? When they come over here, they know that's cheap labor. I can hire him, which is an immigrant. I don't gotta pay him the $15 minimum wage.
$2, $2.50.
I can get him $5 an hour, and he'll work 7 days a week.
And he'll gladly take it.
And look, here's the icing on the cake. The American dollar is strong in Mexico. So the little money that they make here is big money over there. $5 an hour here, and they can make what, $30, $40 a day, $50 a day, whatever. They send it back over there, $50, that can pay rent for a month over there.
Exactly.
So they like shit. All right, I'll work for $7 an hour. You know, they'll hustle, they live in a car or whatever. Then they over here, they selling the different stuff on the corners. Your oranges, your t-shirts, little stuff. What we see as them making a little money, not understanding money or economics, they send it back home.
Coming up.
When they go back home, going back home, they kick back, nice land, they got cattle, all that.
You know what I'm saying?
So that's why at these jobs you seeing more Northern Kingdom working there, because they can get that hard labor.
Yeah.
You know, because they're so-called immigrants. The laws don't apply to them. 15-hour days.
Yeah.
You know, 15-hour days, and I'm paying you a below minimum wage. I don't got to give you Medi-Cal. I ain't got to give you this. I ain't got to give you that. You know?
They show you that on movies and in real life. You know, you'll get a lot of Hispanics lined up by like Home Depots.
Yeah.
And you'll get, you know, contractors and things that'll drive by. Hey, who wants to work? They'll hop in the truck with them. They'll probably pay them $100 for the day or $80.
That's big money. That's
And
big
look,
money.
and look, these contractors be getting contracts with $15,000 budget attached to it, and they spending a little bit of money on these little $100 jakes. You know what I'm saying? They're coming up.
Yeah.
It's a cycle of this bullshit going on, bro.
So that's why they're not eager to close the borders, because a lot of these businesses, they benefit off of You know, you know, they find one. You got any other good workers like you? If you got, I need 5 more just like you, and I'll give you an extra $20. All right,
Yep.
man.
And the white man treat him like shit.
Yeah. And then you get Jose working on a job. We look at the Northern Kingdom. I mean, you look at the Southern Kingdom, the Negro tribes, like they ain't shit.
Yeah.
Y'all lazy. Y'all lazy. Yada yada yada.
He brought us over as slaves and we couldn't be
Yeah.
slaves. Made money. Made money off of
Yep.
I think Exodus 6 and 58. But we thy people whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands.
So we was delivered into the hands of our oppressors because we went off. And see that this information would have been confident to him.
And it would have made him rethink on. He said, "Oh, I think I'm gonna go to. Why you gonna go to Liberia, man?
You got the rivers of living water right here.
And start a movement that can easily be shut down. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not of the Most High, it'll come to the come to that, man.
He was like, yeah, they got elders over there.
They got elders over. Oh man, you going? Bro, don't you know that's it? Iberia right now ain't the Iberia what he thinks it is, man.
Right. As it was like
Yeah.
the Moors and shit.
Yeah, he probably thinking about that. The Moors.
Like you had an old boy on that movie CB4 that was selling the books in a dream that told old boy, I'm trying to sell these books so we can make a book to go back to Africa.
Yeah.
You know? Jake still got that mentality, man. Oh, we gotta go back to Africa, man. Them Africans ain't coming over here and bringing us back, man, because they not us, man. We not them.
Yeah.
You know, I like in New York, them Africans don't like Jake, man.
I'm telling you.
You know?
Akata.
Akata, yeah, that movie, you know? And Jake always want to go somewhere to try to do something, man. Which it ain't gonna happen anyway, because this place about to be sold up, man.
Yeah.
It says, if the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? How long shall this endure?
So the earth shall be created for our sake. You know, the heathens, the heathen nation, they was created for us to be our slaves. Bond men and bond women. It wasn't meant to be the other way around, but this is the Lord's movement. It was meant for us to fall, you know, but the Lord's gonna rise us right back up. You know? It was meant for Esau to rule right now, you know, just so we can have an example of how not to rule right and wicked. So in the kingdom, we'll appreciate. We went through the bitter side, the wicked side, then the kingdom's gonna be all right. So we'll be able to be a perfect judge, being able to judge righteous and wicked.
And you know what? Edify him on the sons of God. Remember he spoke about the sons of God.
Yeah, so he had mentioned the sons of God. Now, can you read it?
Yeah. That's also a stumbling block too. Because what he say? Oh well, I read sons of God, but then I read about the Son of God. So, what is
right. Now during this time, you know, there was 3 classifications of men. You had the sons of God, which later became the Israelites. You had the sons of men, which were the heathen nations. You had the sons of the wicked, which was Esau. You know, so that alone, we're gonna establish that first. Then,
this is Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of the Most High, or sons of God, saw the daughters of men, that they were fair.
Yeah, now the daughters of men were the heathen nations' daughters, such as the Chinese woman, the Arab woman, the Polynesian woman, you know? So there were the daughters of the heathen men that the sons of God were mating with.
The women of the other nations.
And that story Ruth that we went into today, perfect example of that right there.
Yeah. And then when you deal with the context, it's speaking about men began to multiply. So we're going to read about the sons of men, you know, multiplying with these nations. That the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair.
Yeah, fair meaning beautiful. You know, because there's some beautiful women amongst the heathen nations.
Yeah. We're gonna deal with them too, man.
That's why it was a law, you know, for the concubines.
It says, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
Because it's according, the Eastern standards is a man's world,
Right.
as James Brown said.
Yeah.
It's a man's world in the Eastern world,
Yeah.
the biblical world. So the men chose the woman who they delighted in. I want her. It's like Samson,
Yeah.
when he saw that Philistine woman he liked,
Yeah.
he told his parents, "Oh, I want her. Give me her to wife." So that's how men work in the ancient world, man.
Rebecca,
Yep.
you know, she didn't know who Isaac was, didn't know what he looked like, none of that. But when she saw him, she jumped off that camel, I want to say, and you know, Isaac took her and he dealt with her and they fell in love, man. Love comes later on. Later on
You know what I'm saying?
in the marriage.
But I'm taking that right now. Right now, though. Taking it.
Yep. One of the customs of the East, we have marriage, arrangeable marriages, man.
Yeah.
You know, when the father,
He's posting them comments.
Okay.
when the father of a man, an Israelite man, will go and choose a daughter of another Israelite man for his son and wife. You know, and a woman becomes a woman when they at the flower of their age.
It's a lot of percent.
You know, when they get their period, man, between 12, 13, and 14 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
That's when the fruit is ripe.
Yeah.
You know, once you get 25, 30, 35, they call it today, hitting the wall. You know, where her feminine, she don't be in the mood, her feminine part's not working like that. She can't bear children. You know, she done been used up, got all kind of trauma that she's dealing with.
because when a woman is in her youth and she becomes a young woman, she's in her prime.
Yeah.
And back in the ancient world, you know, that one woman dealt with that man for life.
Yeah.
They like out here. Oh well, I didn't like him no more. So I'm going to try to retry love. You know?
Women in the ancient world really pair bond, as they call it. But let's keep going in Genesis 6. Genesis 6 and 2, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose. And Yahawah said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, and his days shall be 120 years.
Yeah, so the Lord have minimized the lifespan because of sin. The scriptures say the wages of sin is death.
Yeah.
So the Lord saw that wickedness was great upon the earth amongst men and women. So the consequence of that was the Lord was shortening up the lifespan.
And guess who was that top nation of wickedness back then? It was the descendants of Cain. Cain and his descendants.
Which is today will be Esau.
Yeah.
The same thing they always do. Nothing changes.
So the sons of God, there aren't some individuals that leaped out of the heavens and came down, and then they was just looking for the daughters of men, and then they was just taking them and then they're having sex, and then they came out with these demigods.
Yeah.
You know, no. You had, like the brother said, before we was known as Israelites, we were known as the sons of God. But after the flood, right, you had Noah and his 3 boys, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Now, through the line of Ham, you have these, you have Eber, you have Nahor, on down to Abraham.
No, Shem.
Oh yeah, through the line of Shem, Salaki. So you had Noah and his 3 boys, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. And through Shem, you had these figureheads that we read about. Ibar, Nahor, on down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob, he fathered the patriarchs, or the 12 sons, which became each son became a tribe within itself. And Jacob, his name was turned to Israel when he wrestled the angel. And Israel does not mean Isis, Ra, and El. Yeah, it don't mean that. Israel goes back to the Hebrew, right? Yashar Allah, which is a compound word. You have Yah, which is he. Shar is prince. Like the word Sarah. That's a feminine way of saying prince, right?
Princess.
So you have Shar, and then you have Allah, or as they say, El, which means God, right? That's all it means. Allah just means God. So when you put those words together, it's Yasha Allah, or it means he, prince, God, or he is a prince of God. Now, prince, as we know, is the son of a king, and the king is the heavenly Father, right?
So what are you saying of Ham?
Huh?
Ham, you said Ham, Jacob,
Shem.
Shem is our patriarch.
So in essence, Israel simply means, if you want to break it down in its simplicity, it means son of God.
That's what it means.
You know?
So we didn't say it of Shem.
Yeah, we just saying from Shem.
I always hear him say Ham, but
No.
Shem.
Ham, they are the progenitor of the real Africans. But we don't come through that line. We totally different people.
Yeah. And furthermore, going back to the prophecies don't speak about Edomites ruling over Hamites this rigging, you know?
It's rigorous.
The end time prophecies, can we get Zechariah 2:6? The end time prophecies speak about Esau ruling over Jacob. Heavy like this.
2 and 8, Zechariah. In Zechariah chapter 2, verse 8, for thus said the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of my eye.
So the children of Israel are the most prized possession of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, because he put his name on us.
Yeah.
You know, he spiritually went into us. You know, we became his wife.
Yeah.
Hey, even Hitler said the same thing. He said America's going to be in trouble when they found out that they had the jewels of God.
Yeah. Yep.
The jewels of God that he was talking about with the Israelites. All these heathen nations pretty much know that the Negroes that to the Native Americans are the Israelites. But it's a best kept secret, because once we wake up, they go down. You know, and you can even read like in the book of Judith, all right, a lot of them heathens, you know, what happened? I think it was dealing with Holofernes, you know, they told him like, look, man, the only way these people could go down is if they mess up with their God. Because remember, Egypt was still being talked about, you know, just like it is today. So the people knew our power. So they knew that we had the Heavenly Father as our power. So he basically told them, like, look, man, the only way you can bring these people down, or if they go down, is if they mess up with their power. But if they don't mess up with their power, you gotta leave them alone. Right. That's why, like we was talking about last week, the UN building, United Nations building, they're always coming up with devices and schemes to keep us down under. You know?
Exactly.
That's the reason for all of that. They want to keep us confused with all that. Somebody's going to be attracted. Somebody from Israel is going to be attracted to somebody on their side. See what I'm saying? They got a lot of those people have mega churches. You look at those crowds in mega churches. We sprinkle all in there, man.
Right.
You know.
Verse.
No, it's one more verse. Yeah, we're done.
Verse 9, for behold, I will shake my hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me.
So the Lord is going to judge these nations, right? And they're going to be a spoil to their servants. We're those servants. There's going to come a time where the Lord is going to, give his men power, right? We're going to have new bodies, we're going to have power, and we're going to be in the judgment seat.
Because
they got a little more on this. Oh, this.
Zechariah 2 and 10. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion.
It should say, ho, ho, flee from the land of the north. You don't say nothing like that?
Oh, that's
6?
That's 6. Sorry,
Yeah.
let me go back. Zechariah 2 and 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north.
Now, this land of the north here is talking about North America. Depending on the context, sometimes the land of the north may be talking about Babylon. Like when you read in some of the chapters in Jeremiah, it's prophesied about Nebuchadnezzar coming from the land of the north to come and besiege Jerusalem. That's talking about Babylon. But this Babylon, this land of the north is talking about North America. And we're going to see why.
It says, Yahawah, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of heaven, saith the Lord.
We've been scattered, right?
Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon.
Yeah, so the Israelites will dwell with the daughter of Babylon, which Esau is synonymous with the daughter of Babylon. I think we'll call it real quick.
Psalms 137 and verse 7. And it reads, remember, O Lord, the children of Edom in the day of Jerusalem, who said, raise it, even to the foundation thereof.
In the day of Jerusalem, this is going into when the Babylonians besieged Jerusalem. You had Edomites there alongside Nebuchadnezzar and all these other, prominent heads pointing out places of interest to burn. One of which was the temple.
It was also capturing the captives of Judah and leading them to the Babylonians, Nebuchadnezzar II. It says, verse 8, O daughter of Babylon, who art to be destroyed, happy shall he be that rewarded thee as thou hast served us.
That's going into a recompense. The point is, Esau is synonymous with the daughter of Babylon. So here in Zechariah, the 2nd chapter, we read about the Israelites dwelling with the daughter of Babylon, right? Zechariah, he was a prophet during the time of the Medo-Persian Empire. Babylon, that was already brought down and became a province of the Medo-Persian Empire. You had Zechariah that was on the scene. You had Haggai. You had Ezra, Nehemiah, Zerubbabel, Joshua the high priest. If I didn't say Haggai, you had all these prophets on the scene. So he's receiving these visions of the state and condition of the Israelites being ruled over by the oppressor, which is the daughter of Babylon, which is Esau. And it says, deliver thyself. Now, he also mentioned, I read also, come out of her. I'm going to just go ahead and go to Iberia. That's not talking about that. It's not talking about us getting out of here and going to another land. The way we deliver ourselves is by returning unto Yahawashi. You leave this place by returning unto the Lord in spirit and truth. What you got?
Now this Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues.
Now that's talking about the deliverance of the elect. That's Revelation 18, right? So in Revelation 18 and Revelation 11, it says the same thing because it's the same vision. It's just, broken down differently. So the aircrafts of the Lord, the so-called UFOs as they call them, there's going to be, which we believe, one gigantic chariot. And there's going to be a sound, a blowing of the trumpet sound, and then the elect is going to get beamed up. But prior to the ultimate deliverance, you got to come out of the ways of this world, come out of the philosophies, come out of the different mindsets, different religions and walks of life by repenting and returning unto Yahawashi. That's how you come out of this place. You love not the world, neither the things that are in it.
Micah 2 and 10 says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with the sword of destruction.
And what destroys the Israelites is lack of knowledge. Hosea 4 and 6, my people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So the destruction is lack of knowledge. The pollution is these philosophies that defiles us, So like we said, if he would have stayed through the Spirit, he would have got all his questions answered. You know? But that fast food, that real quick mentality, man, you're not going that mentality, that microwave mentality, you're not gonna get nothing answered.
Yeah, that was mentality.
Yeah. That's Pop-Tart mentality.
I got a precept that Brother read in Revelation 18, how the elect gonna be delivered from the plagues. This is the ultimate plague. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth.
Yeah, that's the deliverance that the elect is going to be saved from. Have you heard the teachings of Israel?
Yeah, man, I heard of it, so I got to ask you one question.
Yeah.
Are you a real Jew? Is that what you consider yourself?
What do you classify as a real Jew?
I'm just asking you, do you consider yourself a real Jew?
I know, but what do you believe a real Jew is?
A real Jew is a Semite. The descendants of Abraham, that's what I believe.
Okay.
And they came from the Middle East.
Okay.
Yep.
So, Jew is short for Judah.
Yeah.
And Judah is one of the 12 tribes that came out of Jacob. You know who Jacob is?
Yeah, I think not really. But I mean, I heard.
See, you're missing the major link. So, you have Israelites.
Yeah.
They are the descendants of Jacob. You have Abraham, you have Isaac, and then you have Jacob.
Yeah.
You familiar with those?
Well, I mean, I heard of the names, but I know for sure that the real Jews are not white. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, but you're missing a major link because it's not just about the Jews. The Bible speaks about the Israelites. And Jew is short for Judah, which is one of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. And the covenant, the blessings, and everything that pertains to salvation encompass all the tribes, not just the Jews. And back then, we wasn't calling ourselves Jews. The letter J didn't come about till 1524. You had an individual named John Trissino who introduced the letter J to the alphabet.
Yeah.
So prior to that, we wasn't saying anything with a J.
Yeah.
Whether it was Jesus, whether it was Judah, Jehovah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I know that some black prophets in Islam were actually Israelites too. They were born in Israel.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember. I think it was Musa, one of the prophets. Musa, he was born in Israel.
Okay.
He was Israelite. That's something I didn't know until I learned it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we teach the gospel of the kingdom of heaven,
Yeah.
which is rulership of the Israelites in earth.
Yeah.
We prophesy the downfall of Babylon, which this is America. Babylon the Great is America. And the people who are in the power seat, the ruling class elites,
Yeah.
scriptures call them the wicked.
Rothschilds, Oppenheimers, the Khans.
Yeah.
all that.
Their biblical nationality is Esau, or Edomites. And you just missed it. We were just going into how this nation of people in the end times will be ruling over the Israelites. Put them in slavery and, doing all these different atrocities to them.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the mark of the beast?
No, I never heard of that.
You never heard of that terminology?
No.
Okay. One of you brothers, Rama, you want to edify him on it?
I'll bring it out for you.
Okay. So the mark of the beast, it speaks about it in Revelation. You familiar with the book of Revelation?
Yeah.
Last book in the Bible? So it's a major prophecy that's going to happen. And the individuals who take this technology is going to get destroyed. So we're going to just read it for you real quick.
Now, this is Revelation 13, verse 16. And he causeth all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
Now, it started off, the verse was saying he. It's not talking about one person.
Yeah.
It's talking about the ruling class elites. Oftentimes, you may read certain passages in the Bible where it may seem like it's talking about one particular person, but it's talking about a nation of people. Like for example, when we read Isaiah 17, it speaks about Israel shall be saved with an everlasting salvation. That's not talking about one person. And it's not talking about the land of Israel. It's talking about a nation of people. So where it says he, it's speaking about these rich banking families. They're going to come out with a new financial system. All right? You know, the money that we got, the dollars, the coins, the Apple Pay and all that. They're transitioning that to a implantable technology. Go ahead.
It says, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
All right. So when you go into that word mark, because it's not just about reading what's here on the face level, we actually go into the languages that the Bible was translated from. We go into the Greek, we go into the Latin, we go into the Hebrew. So when you go into that word mark, it goes back to the Greek word charagma or charagma. And it's going into a device implanted or pricked into your skin. So it's something that's going to go inside the body, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. But, you know, we'll have to see.
Okay. Well, let's see what the scripture says. Go ahead.
It says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name.
Let's stop. We want to take it slow. It says that no man might buy or sell. So this mark is associated with transactions, with buying and purchasing. All right, work. You know, navigating through a economy financially. Right. So you said you don't know about that. What you don't know about?
Huh?
You said you don't know about that as far as the implantable technology.
I mean, all I can say, man, yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about that, but I mean,
oh, okay,
you
okay.
guys, you know, I see,
Yeah. So we speak about that amongst other things. It's just,
you know.
I mean, haven't you been seeing like in the world, the electronic transactions and stuff like the stores?
Man. I mean,
you don't use Apple Pay? You don't swipe your
I
phone?
do.
Yeah, that's that technology. It's the same technology.
But I mean, I don't know if what you guys are saying is true. See what I'm saying? But I mean, you know.
Well, as it is written, unto the pure, all things are pure.
Anybody can say anything. You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
You ever heard of an Amazon Go store where you just walk in there, grab whatever you want, and walk
You
out
ever
the
heard
store?
of Cash App?
Yeah.
For the money?
Yeah. So what do you believe? What do you hold as true? What do you sincerely believe in?
I believe in God, man. That's all I can say.
What's his name?
I believe in God, man.
What's his name?
The Creator. That's it.
Okay. According to the Bible, if you hold your principles by what's written in the Bible speaks about the name of the Lord, and it's not God.
I say it's the Creator, man.
Yeah.
It's God.
All right. His name is Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. That's his name, and that's the only name whereby man shall be saved. All right, you too. You said.
Agent Rivera's cousin.
Yeah. That you coming up with that contentious spirit.
Yeah,
I just,
vibe.
bros, feel that.
Yeah.
Feel his spirit.
I can see it on his face.
Yeah.
You know, I can see it on his face and stuff.
Yeah.
Agent Rivera's cousin, bro.
Yeah. And we dealt with him though. We dealt with him cool though.
He came up laughing and shit.
But see, like the thing is with Jake's like that, his conscience is sealed with a hot iron.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His first moment of scoffing, you know, was I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Can a brother get Proverbs 1?
Yeah.
Because they really hate the Most High.
Knowledge.
Yeah.
And he had so much demons on him before he was against us. Like,
Then the dude told me some. Oh, so y'all the real Jews? And when what cut? We're gonna get Proverbs first chapter. What cuts these scoffers is basic information out of the scriptures, man. Basic information out of the scripture. Do you know who Jacob is? I don't know.
He had the forfeit.
Yeah, you can tell he was still
He
coming.
had the forfeit, bro.
That heat was getting to him.
Yeah, basic. You put them on the hot seat. You ask them basic questions, man.
Yeah,
Shemites. He just skipped over
You know what I'm saying?
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He didn't know nothing about the 12 tribes.
No, his name is God.
Yeah, God, the Creator.
Not Tyler, God.
Yeah.
Me, I'm sitting here.
You want Proverbs 21? Yeah. Proverbs 1 and 21. 20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets.
And that's what we've been going into through the Spirit. You know, wisdom. You know, the Lord giving the prophets the wisdom, His wisdom not to understand it, and then going for it out in the streets, man. You know.
I want to say one more thing too about Kashaf. See, this is getting what we doing out here is getting a lot of popularity. People see us, they know we live streaming. You know, they want to be, oh, you know, I can come up there and ask some questions. I can be on their video, yada yada yada. You know, they think it's some cool fast stuff. They watch a couple of videos. Oh, so y'all think y'all the real Jews? You know, we crushed them on the letter J. Crushed them. No argument, no defense. Crushed them on Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Crushed them on that. Crushed them on Judah, going back to Judah, which is one of the 12 tribes. Crushed them on that. Basic information.
Milk.
We spiritually took all his weapons away from him. Snatched his weapons away from him.
Disarmed.
Yeah.
He was so proud. I asked him about you know, basically this world turning, you know, electronic into electronically. You know, you heard of you know, this place using everything digital? Nah. Like, who has?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, like cash out.
Well, I don't know if y'all telling the truth.
All right, man. What do you believe in? What do you believe in, though?
Yeah, he already came in the spirit of unbelief, man.
He watched a couple of videos. You know,
but you know, they form their own opinions when they sitting back watching the video, smoking blunts, and they're like, look at they mad because they see what happens out here.
And he the type of nigga to commit adultery on your wife, man.
Mr. Leather Coat.
He acted like he wanted to fight.
Yeah, that's how I felt in my spirit.
Yeah,
in my spirit, I'm like, calm down, calm down.
I see the wickedness in his face.
They got the fruit, keeping the wickedness. He was that prevalent.
Even the fruit pointing out bad fruit. Man. Okay. About 2 hours. We can just finish Proverbs.
I want to get one more.
Oh yeah, we can read over.
Oh yeah.
Verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge?
He was that whole verse.
Man.
The dude just came up. He was that whole verse.
But with a leather coat on.
Right. He hated knowledge, which is the knowledge he was given that was common in the world today. You like your brother asked, you use Cash App? Nah. Like you know, you see these stores and stuff, they're turning digital? Nah. Come on, man.
We was almost about to say down fool.
Yeah, right. Fools hate knowledge, you know. Came up here, asked the question, got edified and cut about it at the same time.
Yeah, I did feel that tension.
Yeah, bro, I felt it, bro. Like when I had bent right here, I was like in my spirit, calm down. Damn. Cause you just felt it on him, man.
Yeah. He came up, you know, what's that word you always use for the spirit?
Contentious?
Not contentious, but when he first came up, he like, you know, doing that, like.
Oh yeah, like a fucking serpent, man.
Yeah, like a
bobbing his head like
hissing,
a fucking snake.
You know?
Yeah, he kind of like was smirking and shit, like kind of like laughing, you know.
That's why we got straight to him. What's up, bro? Have you heard about the teachings of Israel?
He the type of dudes that laugh at everything and shit, always laughing all the time and shit.
It ain't gonna be funny when there's ain't nothing to eat.
And you ain't gonna know nothing. You know what I'm saying?
But see, this is my thing, man. How you coming up talking, so are y'all the real Jews? And then here it is, we get to asking them. First off, you came from, I don't know if you came from out of a car, your boy dropped you off, told you you'd be over here for 5 minutes. We don't know. You come over here asking basic questions, coming in that spirit like the brother going into being a scoffer. We get the challenging the shit that you bring out, and your mouth is just sealed. Like you ain't saying nothing, dude.
Sealed.
So are y'all the real Jews? Well, what is a Jew? What is a Jew? Oh, it's a Shemite.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can see it in his body language.
Yeah.
You know, he was uncomfortable.
Proud. No, he was proud. He had that, like I said, he had that leather coat on, swaying.
He just came from 25 Fitness, working out.
Man.
Looked like one of them workout dudes. And also, too, you know, through the spirit, man, just a dude like that, you can't deal with, man. You know?
He didn't come up humble at all.
Little child, bro. We looking for little children.
And when the brother was edifying him on the MOTV, I don't know about it. First thing that shit came out of his mouth before the brother finished his speech, man. I don't know about that. It's not a look. Actually, can we end it off with Romans 3 and 3?
Yeah.
Shot. Because a lot of people come up to us when they, I don't know about that. Everybody got their own belief. We don't care if you believe or not, man.
Yeah.
We're the ones out here with the authority from Yahawah man. Yeah. Regardless if you believe or not, we still gonna be out here next Sunday doing the same thing, man.
Here, man, Most High bringing us a lot of people to Romans chapter 3, verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect?
So what if some did not believe? Man, he was a non-believer. I don't know about that. Everybody believing what they believe in. That doesn't make the faith of the Most High without effect.
Yeah.
You know?
But what does the scripture say? The scriptures clearly said that the mark of the beast deals with buying and selling in transactions.
Right.
Yeah.
And then he was like, oh, well, some people, I don't know if y'all telling me the truth. Well, what's the truth then?
What you got? What you say the truth is?
And what are you up here for? You think men gonna be out here for hours on end be telling you lies, man? Standing out in this cold weather, it's brick out here, man.
Yeah.
In this cold weather, without a offering basket, sitting up here telling you lies, man.
And all you guys that come up to the camps trying to secretly challenge us, we see it time after time that the Most High end up just sending you up the block.
Yeah, look at that one.
Yeah.
I was walking by and I went, what's this one?
Yeah.
That's the future.
Yeah, so that's going into
What's an RFID?
oh, he's trying to get our channels.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, do I already have one or what?
You got one in that phone.
Okay, so it's a tracking thing.
The ruling class elites, they're gonna have this new financial system, and in order to participate in it, you're gonna have to have what you said
Something embedded under your
implanted
skin.
into your hand. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Body
And
scan payment technology.
Okay, so I ain't got that in me
You
yet.
got that yet. You're not gonna be able to eat that out of
I don't have it yet though.
Yeah, don't take it. 'Cause,
What about don't take it? Sorry.
take your time.
What was I going to say? I'm sorry.
Barcode, maybe. This is the chip right here.
Yeah, I've seen this thing here. Yeah, I saw that, and I have heard about that thing under the skin.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say these Obama phones.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. Are they tracking every single thing that you say and do?
They're called track
It's called a track. Oh my God. Oh my God. They see everywhere you go, everywhere you spend money, what you say, who you talk to, how long you spend time with this person, that person.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, that's what every phone
That's crazy. I'm talking about.
That's your device too.
And what they want to do.
cameras in your TV.
Yeah, but whenever you're getting it from the track phone, I mean, at least Apple is a little bit of distance between government, a little bit,
But you know what? They're trying to put all that technology into the body, and they call it bioscan payment technology.
Transhumanism is the phrase they use.
The fourth industrial revolution, merging man with machine, putting the computer inside man.
And these are the guys that want to do it.
Yeah, they're biblically known as the Edomites,
well,
and they're set up to be wicked and push out that system.
And this is all thus saith the Lord.
never voted for any of them.
Oh, you can't even vote for them. They behind it.
Well, the Bushes are in there.
They're the
Well,
puppet
yeah,
masters.
but they're the puppet masters. They set up your presidents. They give them the scripts. They pull the strings.
That's what you call the ruling class elites.
I didn't think Bill Gates was
Nah, he was
part of that.
not even that big.
He's not that big.
Yeah.
That is he?
Yeah,
I didn't think Bill Gates was that big.
he's being controlled. Anybody that you see on
Well,
TV,
he's guy's one of the richest men in the world.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's some influence
he
there.
has influence, but the
But
people
I don't
that
think he's busting it out like
Most
Yeah,
of
yeah.
them.
The
Like
people that
you
you
said,
see on
anybody
TV is
you see on
controlled by
TV.
somebody.
I don't have bad feelings about Bill Gates, but most of those people,
What you think about him right here?
the devil.
Caesar Borgia.
Yeah, Caesar Borgia. The son of
Who's
Pope
Caesar
Rodrigo
Borgia?
VI. The Pope, the son of
Hey,
Pope
but
Rodrigo.
I believe Jesus is a Negro.
But that's not.
There ain't no doubt.
That's not Jesus. That's Pope Rodrigo's son.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about it. I wasn't talking about that.
Yeah,
I was saying,
But that's the picture.
I know where Jesus was
Right.
born.
But this is the picture that's been broadcasted to our people since we've been children here. See what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we get countless
No,
people
I'm
that'll
not
walk.
I'm not into all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Even my sister's so trying to save me. But,
So trying to save you. Don't fall for it.
yeah, I'm not. I'm just not down with most of that.
Yeah.
But it's nice talking to you, John.
All right, man. All right, be safe now. All right, be cool.
I'm survived.
Yep.
All right. Yeah.
All right, but closing out, right? Yeah. But with that, we're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakwadash.
double honors to our apostles at Great Millstone for the way that tells us truth. Peace, love, blessings, and salutation to you, Akim, that's mother by Yasha Daudada, House of David, and to you, few sincere sisters that watch also. Shalom till next week. Lord willing, this camp was edifying. Shalom.
Shalom. Blah, blah, blah.